teeth whitening. Everybody wants whiter teeth. I know that it's important to me and it's important to my patients that I see. So we're going to talk about teeth whitening today, sensitivity, how to avoid that or minimize it, and maybe answer some questions you would have about some homemade ways to whiten teeth and then some commercial ways to whiten teeth and avoid sensitivity. So welcome, my name is Becky Moore. I'm with Restart Hygiene, and I'm a dental hygienist with 30 years experience that loves to educate patients and give you my knowledge and my expertise to use to your advantage. And I always encourage you to do your research, consult your dentist, but this is what I found clinically to be true and works for me and works for my patients. So here we go. Let's dive right in. So let's talk about common problems with whitening. So the advantage is you'll get whiter teeth, right? But most of us have had some sensitivity issues, so we wanted to address that. Sensitivity to me, when I have whitened before, has been like a achy, throbby kind of feeling in my teeth. So sometimes you have a hot and cold sensitivity, so your teeth are hypersensitive to that after you whiten. Sometimes it's like we talked about, the achy feeling. So we want to make sure that we address these concerns, know what could happen before we start whitening so we can minimize that effect, because it's not something that's fun. We will talk today about some commercial advantages, commercial products that have whitening effects, and some homemade holistic. I love the holistic. I love the more natural ways to do things. It's more economical and healthier for our bodies, and that's very important because our skin and our mouth tissues absorb whatever we put on them. So it's really important that we make our choices carefully because we only get one body and one chance. All right, so we talked about sensitivity. So let's talk about tooth anatomy. So most of us, by the time we're to our 30s and 40s, have some gum recession. So we have some root exposure. So that can cause sensitivity where we brush too hard or we clench and ground our teeth and our gums are receded down. And then also our enamel, our white part of our teeth. You only get a few millimeters of enamel when our teeth were formed and erupted. So if our enamel is thinning, which mine tends to be a little thinner on the lower teeth, I have more sensitivity there than I do the top. So it's important to know that as well. And we'll talk about how to manage those sensitivities if you perhaps get them if you're whitening. So commercial products on the market, whitening toothpaste. This is one from a well-known brand that a lot of dentists use, Opalescence Ultradent product. It does have the whitening effect in it. The thing to note about whitening toothpaste generally, whether it's a dentist sold brand or whether it's over-the-counter brand, is they tend to be abrasive. So they're trying to remove stains from your teeth, and that can cause a lot of sensitivity. So I would caution you to use a a whitening toothpaste with caution. Make sure that you get one that has potassium nitrate in it. That is anti-sensitivity product that can help you, ingredient that can help with sensitive teeth. So I want to caution you for that. So be cautious not to brush too hard with a hard toothbrush with abrasive toothpaste. That can be harmful to you. And once you have loss of enamel or gums or roots, you're not getting it back. So be careful with that. All right, one of my favorites to use are whitening strips. The whitening strips, there's all different brands. Crest has been on the market for a long time. That one works for some patients I have seen. These whitening strips are made by burstoilcare.com. I like these because they have less sensitivity. The active ingredient, if you can see it, see that 6% hydrogen peroxide? That tends to cause less sensitivity. So if you have thinner enamel or you have areas of concern, this would be a good product to use or try. And hydrogen peroxide in any product is a good one to try as well. For the burst, if you do want to try this one, this is economical as well. You buy it from a company online. It's called burstoilcare.com. And with my patient, as I am an ambassador for them, if you use the code BBMRDH, which is backwards for you guys, I understand, sorry about that, it will give you a discount. Sometimes if you buy one of their toothbrushes, they'll throw in a sample of the whitening and you can try that. So that's also an option for you. But the peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, is one that's going to be less sensitive. The carbide peroxide is more sensitive. So whitening pens. Whitening pens are used now. You can use, I know Colgate has a brand of whitening pen. I have never personally tried those. I don't know how they work. They say that they work well, and I think it just depends on the consumer. So you can, something else you can try and buy, and it's economical, and you can get them at the drugstore. You don't have to have, as far as I know, you don't have to have a dentist to get them for you. So that's a good option. And then professional teeth whitening. I always tell patients, if it's something that you're going to do for a long time, make the investment, go ahead and get the trays and buy the whitening solution from your dentist, which is a prescription strength, and you will get a result. So that's the one way that we normally, if the dentist says your teeth will whiten, we think your enamel is thick enough, you will take whitening, then go ahead and invest in the whitening trays. And what they do is they take an impression, they scan them most of the time now, or take a mold of your teeth, they make a tray, and as long as nothing changes in your mouth, those trays can last you a very long time. So it's an investment that you make, and you would buy the whitening solution from your dentist, and that could help you have a white smile for a long time. With the whitening trays, you would use a whitening solution just about every day for the first 5 to 7 days. Then after that, you would only use it as a maintenance. So you would only use it as much as you needed to. Some people would only use it once a week after they do the week worth of every day. And then some people would do it maybe once a month to maintain. So it just depends on your smile, how white you want your teeth. And usually your dentist can give you a shade guide so you can see where you start and where you're at now. And it gives you a good range of how much progress you made with the whitening, which is really cool. They have different percentages of whitening that the dentist can provide for you, anywhere from 15 to 35, I believe is the highest. And they have different types of products. So if you have more sensitivity or less sensitivity, you can adjust the percentage of the whitening solution based on you. Okay. All right. So one thing that can help you if you do have sensitivity would be to use a sensitive toothpaste with the potassium nitrate before and after. You always want to brush your teeth before you use a tray or a whitening strip or the pen. And you always want to brush afterwards too, to help clean the teeth and to provide that level of protection of fluoride to your teeth that can help you. All right, I mentioned holistic ways. We want to definitely talk about that. Oil pulling is something that I've just started doing. I have done some research and realized that coconut oil pulling is so good for my mouth for so many reasons. So it cleans your teeth, it's antibacterial, antifungal. So it's really good for removing the bacteria. It's good for lubricating my tissue. So with dry mouth issues sometimes, that can help me as well. And what I recommend doing is taking a tablespoon of the coconut oil, putting it in your mouth, swish it around. The object is to swish it between every single tooth if you can, which would take you at least 3 to 5 minutes. And just pull it around all your teeth as long as you can do that. Spit it out in the trash can or a paper towel, as it will clog your drain. So please don't spit it down the drain if you do it. And you can do it as often or as lot as you want to. They say to do it on an empty stomach, but I don't know that that's something that I have done. So that's something for you to think about as well. The next thing that I've recommended for patients, and my grandmother used it until she was 70, is baking soda. She brushed her teeth every day with baking soda. I don't know that that lady ever bought toothpaste. So baking soda is really good for removing stains in your teeth. The caution to you would be that it is fairly abrasive, so if you use it too hard, too often, it can definitely hurt your teeth and your gums, so be careful with that. So a gentle pressure, gently brushing your teeth with the baking soda is important. The next one is hydrogen peroxide. I'm a big fan of natural ingredients, and I love peroxide. It's very antibacterial. The cleaner you keep your mouth, the faster the sores heal in there as well. So that's just a little tip too. So peroxide, you can dilute it with water for a rinse. I like to put it in my water pick about once a week and just deliver it around my gum line areas and under the gums to remove any bacteria and inflammation, and it really helps my mouth feel cleaner without giving that big fuzzy taste. So if you don't have a water pick and you want to use peroxide, you can mix it half and half with water and swish with it. It does dry your mouth out, so using it too much can be harmful to drying your tissues out, which is also good, not a good thing. So everything in moderation is what I would recommend. The other thing is, if you are experiencing yellow teeth and you want immediate whitening, one of my sons does this. He'll take a tablespoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of peroxide, mix it in the palm of his hand, and brush his teeth with a soft toothbrush gently around the gum lines for about 2 minutes. Brushing your teeth can instantly white your teeth if you have that biofilm, that plaque, and those superficial stains that come off fairly easily. So that can be a tip and a trick that can help you get an instant white and get rid of the yellow. So hopefully that will help you as well. The other thing I wanted to address was activated charcoal. This has been very controversial. It's not something that I've ever used, so I'm not going to recommend it for you. Should never use it without proper research. And the ADA the American Dental Association does not recommend charcoal. There are some advantages to using it, but I would not do that without doing a lot of research and being sure. You only get a few millimeters of enamel when you get your teeth, and the roots are exposed so a lot of times. So be very careful and cautious with any charcoal products to actually whiten your teeth. All right, and always consult your dentist before you do anything at home to be sure that you're not doing anything to harm yourself. So let me be clear, make sure you're brushing and flossing your teeth. That is at the basics of all of that we're doing. Sometimes you don't need to whiten, possibly maybe you just need to brush your teeth good, and maybe you need to brush them well twice a day with a good toothpaste. So that could be helpful too. We talked about desensitizing toothpaste, so if you're having the sensitivity, then potassium nitrate can certainly help you with that, or a fluoride rinse or paste. So sodium fluoride or even the stannous fluoride that's in a lot of the modern toothpaste now can help you with the sensitivity, so using those can help you. Avoid extremely hot or cold food, stuff that's going to stimulate that sensitivity effect. And you can opt for shorter duration. So when I whiten with a higher percentage of bleach in my tray, I do it for a shorter period of time because I don't want my teeth to be sensitive. And like I mentioned, my lower ones do get sensitive when I leave it on there too long, as I have thinner enamel. So using the whitening solution for a shorter period of time is important. And then depending on your sensitivity, using a different product with a different percentage of whitening. And if you do have sensitivity, the first rule of thumb that I've always told patients is if you have sensitivity today, don't use your bleaching solution till day after tomorrow. So skip a day and see if that helps you minimize the sensitivities that you're having it to. So that may be a easy tip and trick for you. All right, whitening your teeth. Everybody wants whiter teeth. If you have decay or have periodontal disease, we always want to treat those conditions first. Whiter teeth is something that we want to do to help. We want you to have a healthy foundation before you try to whiten your teeth. So get all those other things in tow if you have those issues. Whitening your teeth, though, can gain confidence in your smile. It can make you feel better about yourself, and it only takes a few shades of whitening to get you better. So I would recommend that. Always do your research, consult with your doctor, and thank you for hanging in here with me today and watching. I'm hoping to bring good, useful information to you. If you have questions or comments, please put them below. I'm accessible and would love to answer your questions and discuss any concerns that you have. And as a dental hygienist, I just love patients and love education, and I am so thankful for this opportunity to show you and share with you. So like and subscribe below. Becky Moore, Restart Hygiene. See you next time.